Hello, everyone. It is your girl, y'all should say, the queen of Fix Your Crying Again podcast. And I'd like to welcome you to our The 12, part 4. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Yasha Tay, the queen of Fix Your Crying Again podcast, where my mission is to empower my kings and queens by sharing pearls of wisdom, being transparent, and living on purpose. My vision is to empower people to love while letting go of the hurts and pains of yesterday so that we can be restored. Welcome. I am just so excited. I'm so excited. And so this is our part 4 of our 2025 series where we're going through talking about the 12 extraordinary women of the Bible. Please DM us if you want to know what this book is. Just kind of follow, study. We're going to have more panels at the end of every month. And so on today, I have some amazing women who's part of this panel. And I want to give them the opportunity right now to introduce themselves. Just tell each and every one of you guys about a little bit of their flavor, their vibe, their special elegance and grace that God has put in them. So, ladies, take it away. Who's first?
All right, so I will go first. Hello, everyone. My name is Stacy, and I'm excited to be here today to be on the panel to begin to speak. I have been in education for 8 years now. I'm a special education teacher. I love what I do. I'm very excited each and every day going into the classroom to help students with different disabilities to learn how to maneuver through everyday life as well as school. I am here today to speak on this panel, and it is something different for me. It's something new. However, I do know and trust God that this will be the opening for many more things. Also, I just began a women ministry with one of the ladies that go to church with me. Her name is Brooklyn. So we are very grateful to be able to help more women to start this ministry, just to be able to share, to have a platform for other women to just go ahead and just be them, to go to share their story and to walk in the purpose that God has called for them. So again, I'm excited to be on this panel, to speak and to share things with you all.
Okay. So Stacy, tell us, how can we find you guys? What is it, a certain platform? Your women's ministry, is it just for women who attend your church, or y'all looking to kind of broaden the service that y'all provide?
So it is for any woman that would like to participate or to be a part of the ministry. Right now, we just got started. So right now we are many times on Discord. So even with the Discord, there's a link that I can share. So if you are interested in joining, you can get the Discord link and you can join us that way. We are in the process of setting up things such as brunch, having monthly or weekly meetings, and also just in the Discord, we do chat every day. We chat by sharing verses, by sharing voice audios with each other. Regardless of what each other have going on in there, we strive to be in communication each and every day with women, just helping other women as well, whether you are a mother, whether you're beginning to start the journey of becoming a mother, whatever your walk is, it is for anyone that is interested.
Awesome. Thank you so very much. All right. We look forward to hearing more, and I will be posting some information on my channel for all of these ladies who are doing different things in their event. It's going to be like a calendar event. So if you want to log on, follow them, and be part of their tribe, you will have that information. All right.
Yes.
Next up on the panel, please give
Hello.
us an intro.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jenny. I am a nurse. I've been a nurse for over 20 plus years. Actually, a travel nurse. I'm here in New York City right now. I'm from South Carolina. I also have a clothing line. It's called Lazar. It's actually my last name spelled backwards. And that clothing line is just actually for men. I feel like men doesn't have like really good clothing and affordable. So that was my mission, just to make really nice, stylish, affordable clothes for men. Um, Airbnb. So if anyone is ever in the Ravenel area, look it up. It's called
Mhm.
but I'm also just excited for this. podcast simply because I feel like I'm always a student and here to learn. So I'm even out of more of a student, and it's just going like
We're having some connectivity issues, Jenny. Can you say that last part over?
as far as me being a student.
Yes, yes.
So even though I am also I'm here to learn. I am looking forward to being as well as to offer or um, any direction. Um, so I'm excited.
Okay. So, do you have any YouTube or Instagram platforms where people can follow? I also will be getting your link for your clothing line so that we can make sure we keep people informed with that.
So my clothing line is Lazada uh, .com. My Instagram is ___ NJ1, and that's on.
Okay. All right. Well, this is our panel. This is our starting panel. We have one more guest that's flying in. And so we'll bring her to the stage, to the platform when she arrives. But so let's dive into this, the 12. The 12 is the 12 Extraordinary Women of the Bible. The author is John MacArthur. It was a book that I was privy to when I visited a church in Macon, Georgia. And so our first lady of the year is Eve, the mother of all living. And I just want to start by saying one thing about Eve that was very profound to me, and I want to share it. And we're all going to share the one or two things about Eve. So what's so amazing to me, number one, about Eve is in this book and in the Bible, we know that Eve was the first woman that God created. He built her. He did not scoop her up with no dust. God took the rib of the man and created Eve. And in that, she was the first one. I know she was a bad chick. I mean, I just know that Eve was a bad chick, you know. However, in the Bible, it speaks nothing about her exterior beauty. It speaks nothing about, you know, her size, her shape, her hourglass. It speaks volumes about her purpose in which the creator created her and her role that she played beside Adam, being that rib, being made from his rib. And so for me, what's profound and what I want to share and kind of really highlight on this platform is that so many times society has told us that we have to look a certain way. You know, your cheekbones, your everything has to be all proportion. But in the Bible, I recognize that God was strategic to not mention anything about Eve's beauty, her outer beauty, but it was the core of who she is as a woman and her role as the helper, the helpmeet of Adam. So on that, I'm dropping the mic and I'm going to pass it to one of my other panel members and just share what is something that's very unique that you've discovered about Eve.
I mentioned like Eve is the mother. She was the first to have children. She was the first to grandchildren. Um, and but nevertheless, I feel like God, even though she in God, He was so merciful. He was so great, and I feel like Eve just kind of set the tone that you know that anything but you and ask for forgiveness, and God will forgive. That's what stuck out to me about her.
Okay, okay, okay. All right. So what you're saying is that though she, what some may say, messed up, I still believe, like you said, it was part of God's plan, but God still forgave her. He
Yeah.
forgave her. And the beauty in it is she laid the foundation for every other woman that walk upon this earth and walk in purpose and assignment. And so that is beautiful. And it's also beautiful that despite all, like you said, God forgave her.
She did. Yeah.
He forgave her. And so the baddest chick, God forgave. She messed up. Some may say messed up. I just believe that there were just some things that had to happen. That may be, I may step on some toes, but it's okay. This is a platform where we're free to express our opinions and our views. But like you said, despite all, she was the first. She laid the foundation for woman, mother, grandmother. She laid the foundation for the true definition of inner beauty, keeping the focus on our purpose, not our purpose and not the pleasures of the eye, as some people may, want to express. So really, really good information, really good points. Thank you for sharing, Ms. Virginia.
Welcome.
All right, let's Stacia.
All right, so it kind of correlates with what what you both have said so far when you said she's the mother of all living things. The thing that stood out to me is her as a mom. When I was doing my research and when I was reading, one of the things that stood out was she was a nurturer, but one of the most important things that she did was she taught her children about who God was. She taught them, about how to pray and live a life of faith, and she also taught them about obedience as well as the consequence of disobedience and love. So she really taught them the things that they needed on their walk of life. And it kind of correlates as well as being a teacher, because as a teacher, there are many other roles that you have to take as well. One is of a parent, a mother, and just teaching children in the classroom every day and instilling things in them, just as Eve did. Like, if you do disobey, there are consequences of it. There are consequences of obedience. So just knowing that that is something that stood out about her for me. And I am a mother, and that is something that is very near and dear to my heart. I do have a 3-year-old, Isla Nash. She is in her 3-year-old phase. So there are a lot of things now that we are instilling in her at a young age. One of the main things is prayer. We do pray with her all the time, her dad and I. And even though we don't necessarily know what she's saying at a young age, she has her eyes closed and she's praying and she's speaking and she says amen. So my thing with that is something that I know because it has been instilled at such a young age. Even if she stray away from it at some point in life, it's something that she can always go back to. So that is something that is very profound to me and very important to me, that she has the understanding that I pray and why I pray, and that at any given time you can pray and that God is listening to you. So that's one of the things that stood out to me. And yeah.
Well, great information. It's neat how you correlated Eve as the teacher and you being the teacher, and Eve as you being a mother as well. And how Jenny talks about how she just, the elegance and the foundation of her being a woman, and also recognizing that she was humble enough. And a lot of times they say, oh, women, y'all don't want to admit when y'all wrong. Like, Eve had to humble down and said, I messed up. I messed up. I am sorry. Lord, forgive me. There was repercussions to that. The beauty of it is that she didn't try to hide what she did, what she messed up. She was able to then teach her children the highlights of, hey, this is what happens when you are obedient, but this is also what happens when you're not obedient. And so those are very strong and important elements of Eve and who she is as a person. So I want to also touch on, there was a section where it talks about the roles of Eve and the roles of Adam. And on this platform, even though we're talking about 12 extraordinary women of the Bible, men, we invite you onto this platform because, one thing I said, it stood out. It said that Adam was created first. Eve was then made to fill a void. in his existence. It said Adam was the head, Eve was the helper. Adam was designed to father, provide, protect, and lead. Eve was designed to mother, comfort, nurture, and be the helper. In today's society, I know I'm about to ruffle some feathers. It is okay. I see it flying, get a bag and stuff it in your pillow. But nevertheless, so because I can speak to this, I've been in a place in my life when I was very hurt, distraught, just carrying the torch of mom, and I felt like dad. I felt like I didn't need a man. And sometimes I kind of still feel that way. However, a place of transparency, think about how vital it was that God took a redundant bone from Adam, a bone that he may not have even missed. And he took that redundant bone to create something that completed Adam. And as a woman, for us to say that we don't need a man is for us to tell God, you should have just created us first. And if he had created us, now think about it, he created Adam from dust, from dirt, clay, whatever word, whatever you want to say. But he said, but for woman, but for my queen, I am going to pull not her from dirt. I'm going to pull her from that thing which I am creating her for, because he don't even know that he needs her. And she don't even know that without him, there would be no her. So even though I went through phases in my life where I felt like I was the protector, I was the leader, I was all these things that Adam should have been, I could never be Adam. And until we begin to embrace and understand the importance of as our roles as Eves and our roles as the rib, we are missing a strong element of who we are as a woman and who we are as the bonding of the family and the bonding of the vision that God has for family. But oh, my brother, don't let me slip. No, oh, my brothers, don't you dare think that you don't need a woman or that you can dispose of her like she is just mere crumbs on your table. Because this same woman that you may feel like you don't need is the same woman that God created from your rib to complete you. I'm going to let you sit and marinate on that. Ladies, what are your thoughts?
I think it's a defense mechanism, as far as when women say they don't need a man, because we all know, like, I feel like everybody longs for companionship.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's a defense mechanism to avoid from getting hurt, to avoid from being vulnerable. I can relate to that because my mom, I could remember me being in my 20s and she would tell me, "Oh, you don't need a man. Just go to school, go to work, um, dress up, wear your fancy clothes, drive your nice car. Psh, you don't need a man." And so, you know, at the age of 20s, you hearing that from your mom, you're not, to me, mature enough. I mean, I feel like I wasn't mature enough back at that age to be like, no, I kind of need a man. But it's because my mom has been my foundation. Like, that's all I had. So whatever came from her mouth, it was gold, you know? Um, that's what I did. I literally focused on aesthetic, on being successful, like career. And now I'm like in my 40s, children, not married, and like the light bulb came on the years like, oh, yeah, about this family. Like, what are we gonna do? And so it's just, and I feel like not, you know, trying to bring my mom down by any means, but I also feel like that was her mechanism as well because it's been, she's had unsuccessful relationship, marriage. And so instead of, telling me or letting me kind of make my own decisions, I feel like she was thinking that she was going to help me avoid, you know, anything that she went through.
Mhm.
I feel like it's just a defense mechanism. And people don't, women don't want to.
Powerful.
Mhm.
Defense mechanisms. We don't recognize how we operate out of, you're going to operate out of fear, or you're going to operate out of boldness. And a lot
Mhm.
of times we don't realize what we're operating out of. And very, very good point. Very, very, very good point. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Whew. All right, Stacy.
All right. I definitely agree. That was really good. It is a defense mechanism, and it's a defense mechanism. And but when you are in a relationship or you have someone that you feel like, hey, we doing good. We don't necessarily say, "Oh, I don't need them" when we have them and it's going well. So, I agree with that. That is a thing. And for myself, it's not something that I've necessarily found myself saying in life, but I know I kind of felt that same way. Um, and I think especially when I was a little younger, because I am still young. Now I am a fiance, soon to be married. So now just knowing and understanding my role, because the role does change as time progress. There are different seasons in relationships, and in some seasons you do feel, or I have felt like I have put out more than what I should have, but also coming back to understand that I am just as essential to him as he is to me. So I think that's a big thing that I have learned, and a big thing that I am also just continuing to learn and know that I am important. What I have to say is important, how I feel is important, but also allowing the man to be a man. So that's another thing as well. But again, studying even just looking at how she was in the dynamics of her relationship, that is something that I see and it stands out to me.
Mhm.
Great. Yeah. Wow. I think really, really good information, really good points. Like y'all got my little wheels turning. And so I think, to speak to Jenny, kind of elaborate on what you said, Jenny. I feel like, I think our moms probably told, because my mom told me the same thing: get you a job and education so you ain't got to depend on no man. Okay, mama, but I still ended up getting married, two failed marriages. I would always tell people my first husband had a whole baby. That's like a whole baby, 10 fingers, 10 toes. Second
Mhm.
husband wasn't done in the streets, but decided he wanted a good wife and the streets. Don't add up. Don't add up. Um, and so I got to a point to where I was like, not necessarily that I didn't need him. It's just like I was tired. Like emotionally, mentally, I was drained. I was just like, I'm done. Lord, I'm good being by myself for the rest of my life. I'm okay with that.
Mhm.
And as I begin to mature and as I begin to trust God, because it's easier to not love than to be vulnerable and love.
Mhm.
And so, but I know my worth and my value as a woman. And I know that what we carry in us, it belongs beside the rib of our Adams. We just got to find the right Adam, because you don't want to go give it to Timmy. I need an Adam. We're gonna be the Eve. We need an Adam, and so it's just but you still stay focused on your career. You build, you establish who you are as a person. Because one thing I can say in my marriage is there was a point where I lost who I was, because I was always mom, I was always wife, I was always everything to everybody else, and so in my book that I wrote, The Day I Met Myself, it was very vital for me to understand that all this time I have been catering to everybody else. And now it was time to cater to me. And after catering to me, now I understand at another level my value and my worth, that I can be the Eve to the Adam when God sends him into my life. And so this is some good stuff. This is some good stuff. I don't This series is going to be right at 30 minutes. So we're at 25 minutes. Ladies, any last, summary of this series, or just whatever you feel free and led to share.
I just think, just to kind of sum up Eve is just, for one, try to be obedient. Um, Number two, wait on God. I think when they tempted her to, you know, it was pretty much saying that would give her God, you know, it would help her with good and evil. I would just say, just wait on God, know everything. You don't have to be everything. People order your steps are, has a purpose. Um, and let's just wait. Even it mentioned as I was doing my research on her, and it was like a list of things that came. God was just saying, as far as her, wait, then partner don't have to go out looking for him when in your person to you. So yeah, and you have a purpose. Know that you're loved, um, and just continue to.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. Some of the stuff we're missing, I don't know what's going on with your mic, but nevertheless, we're eating these nuggets, and there'll be more series that you will be on this panel, and so thank you for sharing. Stacy, do you have any last minutes to wrap up summary of Eve?
I do a little bit. I do appreciate you sharing that, Jenny, especially when you said the waiting part. Sometimes we do grow weary in waiting, but what I can say is, even in that wait, or once the wait is over, it's still a process. Everything is still a process. Knowing that when the wait is over, and and you get that confirmation from God as to who He has allowed to be to walk alongside you, you will be able to be that nurturer, that helpmate. Not saying it'll be easy, not saying it'll be all peaches and cream, but it will naturally flow. And just allowing God to come in and to accept Him in, so that He's able to be a part of the dynamics, and knowing that all will work out in His timing. And also sharing your testimony, sharing to other people, being transparent, being vulnerable is not an easy thing for me, but it has been a little easier now than it has ever been. So that's what I would say. And also, I'm excited about being a part of this first woman in the Bible. And I'm actually interested in the other women to come, because this has been very intriguing for me.
Yeah.
Hey, well, ladies, I just want to say thank you very much. So for those who are watching this series, like I said, it is the 12 part 4. If you have not seen the other 3 recordings that I've done, please check out my YouTube channel, Fix Your Crown Again, what y'all should say, Pendergrass. We will have the links down in the bottom. I get these ladies to send links to their social media and to their platform. So when I post this video, I'll be able to put it in the comments. So the next lady that we will be studying in the month of February is going to be Sarah, Hoping Against Hope. And for those of you who don't know, Sarah is the wife of Abraham, who God promised her a child in her old age. And she kind of chuckled like, ha ha, I'm too old. And God showed up and showed out. So go ahead and get your study on so that you can be part of this platform. Next month, I'm believing that, no, we are calling a male to 2 males to our panels, because this platform can hold up to 10 people. And so I'm excited. Like I said, this is Y'all Should Say, the Queen of Fix Your Crown Again podcast, where my mission is to empower my kings and queens by sharing pearls of wisdom, being transparent, and living on purpose. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Until next time, we will see you on the tube.